Hey, good morning. We are going through the second book of Peter. I'm here in Oregon. I'm in my brother's backyard because I'm here helping take care of my mother. I got a full night's sleep last night. He had night duty, so I'm on day duty today, and she's still sleeping, so I came back here to film. So I'm going through the second book of Peter because the second book of Peter is really a great example of identifying the false teachers or the false prophets that we have among us, that there were then and there are now. There will always be this thing, and it's a great book to just kind of open your eyes to what is that, and because they're among us, and many are deceived, and the Bible tells us that most will be deceived, even the elect. So it's important that we open our eyes to, well, what is that? And what we looked at last time was that Peter identifies these false prophets and says that they prey on us really through our covetousness, this desire to have the things that we don't have. It's a very cunning way for the enemy to infiltrate, but it's people doing it, doing demonic things. So anyhow, we're just going to pick it up there. 2 Peter 2, starting verse 4. For if God did not spare the angels who sinned, but cast them down to hell and delivered them into chains of darkness to be reserved for judgment, and did not spare the ancient world, but saved Noah, one of the 8 people, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood on the world of the ungodly, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemned them to destruction, making them an example to those who afterward would live ungodly, and delivered righteous Lot, who was oppressed with the filthy conduct of the wicked. For that righteous man dwelling among them tormented his righteous soul from day to day by seeing and hearing their lawless deeds. Then the Lord knows how to deliver the godly out of temptation, and to reserve the unjust under punishment for the day of judgment. All right, I'm going to pause right there because he gave a few examples here, but ultimately what he's saying is, just like he saved Noah out of, this completely unrighteous world that was going to be destroyed, but he saved them out of it, then he destroyed it. And then just like Sodom, you have this unrighteous, wicked city, and yet he saved one man out of it. There's one man in there, Lot, who God saw as righteous. And that one man, now, he gets saved out of an entire city that was destroyed. This was just one man. For that righteous man dwelling among them tormented his righteous soul from day to day by seeing and hearing their lawless deeds. Then the Lord knows how to deliver the godly out of temptation, and to reserve the unjust under punishment for the day of judgment, and especially those who walk according to the flesh and the lust of uncleanness and despise authority. And there we go. We get right back to that lust thing. This is the piece that kind of keeps coming up time and time again. That is the lust of the flesh that they use. They will use this lust of the flesh to somehow show you that your sin is okay. Because you hide it in the dark. It's okay. Just don't talk about it. That's kind of the general message. But the sin that's in the light, that people are at least honest about, that one, we don't like that one. And that's just one tiny example of the many false doctrines. This idea that that these teachers and preachers and pastors can come out and create a church that's so unlike anything that Jesus Christ intended. And it's the critical piece we have to get out of this one is that here what you have is you have God giving example of times where he will take a group of people, and if he chooses to destroy that group of people because of wickedness, unrighteousness, sinfulness, lawbreakers, all based on the desires of the lust of the flesh, that he could take those, and if there's one person in there, that he can pull them out, that he can save them from that thing, while the rest of them are being destroyed. And Peter's example in this is that if you find yourself in a church like that, and you're looking around, well, how is it that the other 5,000 people don't get it? What is special about me that somehow I see something that they don't see? Yeah, it's discernment. It's the discernment of the Spirit. You're seeing something that they can't see because the Spirit doesn't dwell within. And when your eyes are open to that thing, the next thing you need to do is you need to act. You need to say, well, wait a second, I can't be a part of this. And I believe that, and I just gave, one tiny, there's so many examples of how the church can twist the Word of God into an agenda. That, when we went through the book of Jude, it's a wicked, demonic agenda. And we have to open our eyes to that, and it's the Spirit that'll give us discernment to that. But as long as we stay righteous and we stay godly, and we're doing our best, the Spirit is going to give us that discernment, and He's going to pull us out of that thing, and then He's going to destroy that thing. That's how all this plays out. So stick with us. It's an interesting ride. It's a great book. And it's a great circumstance I'm in to be going through it. It's been hard here. Keep praying for me if you've been praying for me. So, any thoughts or insight on that, definitely put that below. If you like this video, click like and subscribe. If you feel called to support this channel with Patreon, the link is also below. The most important part of this channel is we take prayer requests, so don't ever hesitate to send that in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. And as always, love God, love your family, and love guns.